What do all of these products have in common? They were trashed during the challenge by other students, including this $100 shampoo. Now it's your turn. Today, we're going to do some hair care routine housekeeping. So brace yourself because you might have to throw away some products today. Aside from throwing away products, we're also going to be throwing away some of the knowledge you've picked up over the years as well. Let's first start with discussing hair care ingredients and the misconceptions around them. So hair care ingredients are super confusing and we tend to make a lot of assumptions about them, which is why we end up with products that are harming our hair. So some ingredients sound scary, but are actually safe. So for example, caprylic acid triglycerides. It sounds pretty unsafe, but what it really is a combination of, plant sugars or fatty acids derived from palm or coconut oils. So the result is like a silkier, lighter feeling oil with a much longer shelf life. And this is why it's popular in hair care and skincare, because it's just much more mild. And then you have safe sounding ingredients that are actually unsafe. So fragrance, for example, people don't tend to think that the scent in their products are harmful, but it is. And sadly, it's super hard to avoid this, which is why when you buy products, you have to make sure that fragrance is towards the end of the ingredients list. Otherwise, you're going to be paying for that, nice smell with the health of your hair. So paraben-free is a trend now. I'm sure many of you guys have heard it before, but the hair care industry uses this a lot to sell safer hair care products that are paraben-free. But what do these hair care brands use instead of parabens? Because, hair care products, they still need to be preserved, right? They're gonna go bad if they don't have a preservative in them. So these days, these paraben-free products end up having different preservatives in them. Companies end up using preservatives like phenoxyethanol. And, there are a lot of studies on this ingredient already, and it's been proven that this ingredient causes skin irritation, it causes lung irritation as well. It's also toxic for the kidneys, nervous system, the liver, and repeated long-term exposure can cause a lot of organ damage. All of this happens through inhaling the chemical or, exposing it to your skin or just ingesting it. And so, this is really the big problem when it comes to hair care ingredients and hair care marketing. Now, let's relearn how to evaluate if a product is going to go to the trash or not. I actually saw a post in my Facebook group from someone who recently stopped using a certain shampoo. So this is the ingredients list of the shampoo, and I'll just bring that up now. So I looked up this shampoo, and the brand advertises that the shampoo gently cleanses curls without stripping the scalp of its essential oils. It's also paraben-free, sulfate-free, and phthalate-free. But when I look at this list here, I see this ingredient right here. I'll highlight it. So this ingredient here is actually a very intense surfactant. So it's not a sulfate. So the brand, it's true, it is sulfate free, but it's a very, very intense surfactant that foams up a lot, and it's actually just as drying as a sulfate. It also has phenoxyethanol, and it's all the way up here. So normally when you have a preservative in your product, it should be towards the end of the ingredients list. It should be one of the last 3 ingredients. Here, it's what? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 8th ingredient. That is way too high. And as you remember, it's a very toxic, harmful ingredient. So the fact that it's this high on the list, that's very, very concerning. And then we have parfum, which is fragrance, very high on the list. Usually when you buy a product, fragrance needs to be low on the list. Otherwise, it's just going to irritate your scalp. It's going to cause a lot of scalp issues, and it's also drying for your hair. Then we see here it has citric acid. Now citric acid is a very, very acidic ingredient, and usually you'll see it at the end of the ingredients list to balance the pH. But here, the fact that it's so high on this list tells me that the combination of the first few ingredients are very alkaline. So they had to put a lot of citric acid in to balance the pH. So the product is pH balanced, but because it has all these bad ingredients at the top, they had to put in a lot to balance it. But that doesn't mean that it's, a healthy product. Yes, it's going to seal your cuticle because it's pH balanced, but all these other ingredients are just going to destroy your hair as you use it longer and longer. And then what else do we have here? We have a crazy amount of salt in here. So we see salt. We have salt as the 1, 2, 3. Salt is the 4th highest ingredient. So salt, usually we also should see that towards the end, and you use salt to thicken up a product and just make it feel more luxurious. But here, salt is the 4th ingredient, and let's just say half of the product is water, so let's say 50%. Then here, these two surfactants here, maybe 20% or maybe 10. Let's just say sodium chloride is between 5 to 10% of this entire product. That's like a couple tablespoons of salt in this bottle of shampoo. That's a lot of salt, guys, and you do not want to put that salt on your hair. It's just gonna zap away all the moisture, and you're gonna see dryness, breakage, split ends. This product, I'm telling you, it's horrible. And so when I see products like this, I'm always just like, oh gosh. And the brand advertises itself as paraben free, sulfate free, phthalate free, and this is true. You know, they're not doing false advertising, but instead of creating an actual healthier product, they've just included a whole bunch of things to replace these known to be bad ingredients, and they put in much worse ingredients that are bad for your hair.
This is a typical product that influencers are paid to promote, and it's products like these that ruined my own hair. And I've only mentioned how many ingredients by now? 5 or 6? There's actually another 500 more. But don't worry, you don't have to examine every single ingredient. We have tools that make this super easy for you. This challenge is designed to help you get all these amazing results that took me years to learn, but you can get them in just a few days. So here's the most fundamental rule that will change everything you know about how to shop for hair care. Never trust what is on the front of the bottle. Those pretty promises, they are marketing poetry designed to seduce your wallet, not transform your hair. The truth isn't on the front of the label. It's in the ingredients list on the back. And once you know how to read it, you'll never be fooled again. Ready to take action and start flourishing? My team of scientists have created tools for you to analyze all your products easily and effectively. All of the tools on how to complete this mission are linked below with instructions. But here's where it gets real. As you start examining your products, you might feel what thousands of students have felt: panic, frustration, maybe even anger. Many people message me saying, "Sarah, everything in my bathroom has toxic ingredients. The products I thought were saving my hair are actually destroying it." I won't sugarcoat it. This part is tough. Your favorite products, even the expensive ones, they might end up in the reject pile. When I first learned about these ingredients, I had to throw away thousands of dollars worth of products. I was an influencer, so that's why I had so many products. But it still felt like watching money burn. But along with that, my old naive self burned too. Remember those 2 hands I mentioned the other day? Today, they become your superpower. Every time you pick up a product and turn it around to read the ingredients list, you're taking back control. When you learn to read an ingredients list and make informed choices, you're not just changing your own hair, you're changing what the industry can get away with. Each time you choose not to buy a product with harmful ingredients, you're sending a message to these brands to raise their standards. So please be brave. Go and check your products for harmful ingredients and then say goodbye. This will open the door for you to find products that give you the results you were promised. But here is the twist. Don't throw anything away just yet. Instead, create a no-no basket for products containing harmful ingredients. There's 2 reasons for this. 1, many products can be repurposed, like using a hair shampoo to clean your bathtub, for example. And 2, some no-no ingredients are actually beneficial in certain situations. So we'll cover that one soon. Your mission for today is to only check your products and build your no-no basket. Please take a photo and share it in the Better Hair community. Your discoveries could save someone from making the same expensive mistakes. Now, we've done a lot of removing, so tomorrow we're adding something into your routine. What if I told you that if you were to introduce this one ingredient into your routine, you'll be able to wake up in the morning with volume in your hair, your strands are healthy, and you might not even need to brush your hair at all. It takes no time to introduce this into your routine, yet you can save hours each week on your hair.
Trust me, this one is going to challenge everything you've been told. So see you tomorrow for a truth bomb that's going to completely change how you wash your hair.